Hi, this is Greg Yates from Breakthrough Leadership, and this is Yates in Your Face. I was about 10 years old. I was carving on this stick with a big hunting knife. Hey, times were different then. No big deal. We carried those things to school and nobody paid attention. Now it would be national news. So I'm trying to split this stick down the middle, and I had the brilliant idea that all I needed to do was just swing that knife hard enough to drive it deep into the wood. Of course, I was holding the stick at the time. The blade bounced off the edge of the stick as I swung and laid my index finger open down to the bone. Well, I knew I was in trouble. I was more afraid of being in trouble than the blood that was dripping down my arm. I managed to keep anyone from finding out for 2 days. Of course, by then it was too late to stitch it and I still got in trouble. I've got a scar. Everyone's got at least one, right? And every scar's got a story. Usually a dumb story. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes those dumb stories stick with us for a lifetime, like war wounds. Something happened, and whether or not others can see the scar, it's there. Sometimes we limp the rest of our lives. Maybe that limp's our self-esteem or our self-worth. We try to hide it, even overcompensate for it. We try to forget. We think we're managing okay until we're reminded of that dumb story all over again. I've got scars. Everyone on your team has scars. They're not going away. They'll always remind you of the story they represent. Sometimes it doesn't seem possible to move beyond them. My scars seem to have a life of their own. People want to hear the story of how I got them, as strange as that sounds. I tell the story, but believe me, it's not flattering. I wish it were a different story, but I tell it because it reminds me that through my weakness, my stupidity, my failure, God's power is made perfect. I hate my weakness. I hate my failure. It forces me face to face with my vulnerability and fear. But in the moments I share it, my story becomes a story about all of us, not just me. It becomes a story of how our brokenness can bring opportunity to become who we were created to be. Scars are painful, and so are their stories. It's painful every day to own our scars. But imagine what could happen if together we embraced our weakness, our past, and our failures so God could bless us with breakthrough.